Hey everyone, COE33 here. I hope you're all doing well. I'm hanging out in the downstairs game room, the Dragon Lair, and I got it all fired up for you guys. I got a little Stardust HD going on the CRT, a little Final Fantasy VII on the 70-inch, and today we're going to be talking all about the PlayStation 3. So if you've been following the channel, you know that last month we focused in on the original Xbox. And as far as collecting goes, I just focused in on that one system, and I was able to knock out quite a few games on the list because of that. I got Obscure, Jurassic Park, Stubbs the Zombie, Cyanide, all kinds of great stuff. And that was really successful. So much so that I want to do it again for December. So this month I'm focusing in on just the PlayStation 3. So I thought, well, it's still the first half of the month here. Why don't I make a video talking about the PlayStation 3, my history with the PlayStation 3, what games I have on the system. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Now, I'm not going to do the full collection video. That'll be another video, so stay tuned for that. All the PlayStation 3 games I have in this Resident Evil storage locker. And I have quite a few. I've probably 70, 80 games, something like that. So we'll do a full collection video. That'll be a different video. But today I'm going to talk about the system, my history with the system, how I have it currently hooked up, and we'll even take a look at what's on the system as far as like downloads and stuff like that. So I thought that would be fun. A good way to start off kind of the month of PlayStation 3 here. And now later in the month, I'm hoping to pick up some games. I have a wish list of PlayStation 3 games that I want to pick up. And yeah, hopefully we can find some good deals on them. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, right? So now, finally, I have a spot down here in the lair, in the Dragon's Lair, for all the PlayStation games. So I picked up this rotating shelf here recently on Amazon, and it's nice because it's two-sided there. So I have all the PlayStation 1 games on the one side, and then it rotates, and all the PlayStation 2 games are on the other side. And we'll do collection videos of all this too later on the channel. And then I got this holographic PlayStation sign to go on top of the shelf. And then all the PlayStation 3 games, as I said, are in this Resident Evil locker. And then I hooked up the PlayStation 3 down here. Now, I did have this in the living room. Now I have it down here in the game room, in the Dragon's Lair. And I had these little controller holders that you can attach to the wall there. I went ahead and installed those, and I put the two wireless PlayStation 3 controllers that I have right there. So it's kind of, a little spot, dedicated spot in the game room for the PlayStation 3. Now, this is my PlayStation 3 that I picked up when I've had it all this time. So it's my original console from whenever the PS3 launched. I forget the actual year. But I've had it this whole time. It still works great. Now, I would love to get one of the PlayStation 3 fat models that has the original PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 hardware, the backwards compatible model. That would be awesome. I think I'd still keep this particular slim model just because it's the one I've had all this time, and I would like to hold on to it. It works great. But it would be nice to have that backwards compatibility. I really like those original OG PlayStation 3s. Those are cool. And I have it hooked up to a CRT television. Now, I used to have it in the living room hooked up to a plasma TV. And I really think, for most people, I think the optimal way to hook up a PlayStation 3 is via HDMI to a flat screen TV. And the best, they are 3D compatible, so you can hook them up to 3D TVs. So the TV I have in my living room is actually a 60-inch plasma that supports 3D. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but the PlayStation 3 supports 3D Blu-ray, and some of the games support 3D. I actually played all the way through, I think it was Uncharted 2, I played in 3D, and that was a lot of fun. And then Tomb Raider, the reboot, I believe, supports 3D. And it's kind of a cool little oddity, a little novelty, and one of those features, just another added feature. Now, the PlayStation 3 really was kind of, especially at launch, they threw the kitchen sink at it, and just full of features, really ahead of its time. That's why it was so expensive when it first launched. And it was kind of a misstep, really, unfortunately, but I like the fact that they were so ambitious, and they really pushed boundaries with the PlayStation 3. And I just think it's a great console. So many good games on the system. I mean, I think of like the Uncharted series, which is one of my favorite series that the system has, and then of course The Last of Us, and Borderlands, and oh gosh, so many great games that I have a lot of history. The first game I ever played for the PlayStation 3 was the original Borderlands. I really fell in love with that series playing Borderlands on the PS3. And originally, when I picked up a PS3, I still had a CRT television. Now, it wasn't this exact CRT television that you see over here, but it was a CRT, so I was playing Borderlands on a CRT back in the day. And here, all these years later, even though I have a big old 4K TV here, I have the PlayStation 3 hooked up to this CRT. So I have it hooked up via component cable. So I have a 12-foot component cable, which I had to track down on eBay, and I have it running all the way back here, past, behind this entertainment center, hooked into this CRT television. And the reason I do that, so you guys are probably wondering, why would you do that? I have my kind of retro streaming setup here for Twitch, and I want to create like the most authentic retro gaming experience for my viewers on Twitch. And also, I want to have a good experience, and I want to play these old games on a CRT because I love my Sony Trinitron. I love playing games on it, and for me, it's very enjoyable. So I want to be able to play everything from, Atari 2600 all the way up to the last consoles that natively support CRT resolution, standard def, which is the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. So a lot of games on the PlayStation 3 do support 4:3 aspect ratio. And then the ones that don't, you'll see the little black borders on top there, the 16:9 ratio. And luckily this TV has a 16:9 enhanced mode, which actually kind of eliminates a lot of the lines with, sometimes with the interlacing, you have a lot of space in between the lines and the picture doesn't look as good when you're using standard definition. But that 16:9 enhanced mode reduces that space in between the lines and creates a really nice picture. I don't know how well it shows here on camera, because anytime I show a CRT, sometimes you get the little flicker and stuff. You can see really nice color. The clarity is excellent. I mean, it's great. And don't mind the little vertical line there that you see, that little refresh. That's just a refresh issue when I show it when I'm using my camera to show the CRT. I don't see that in person. That's just on camera. But yeah, I love being able to play this on a CRT television. And of course, I have a lot of consoles hooked up here. I've got, I think, 12 consoles now hooked up to CRT, and everything's hooked up via a component switcher, and then I also have an S-Video switcher. So I can just push one button, and I can play, Genesis, PlayStation 2, NES, original Xbox, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 3, all that stuff. So that's the PlayStation 3, guys. That's my history with it. I think we should go ahead and take a look at what I have on the PlayStation 3, some of the downloadable games that I have, and then we'll go from there. All right, here we are, PlayStation 3 interface, and let's take a look at what I got on here. All right, so of course we have our trophies, PlayStation Plus. Now, PlayStation Home, I remember actually really enjoying that when it came out, and playing quite a bit and decking out my little home space and all that stuff and creating an avatar. So that was kind of a good example of one of those features that was fairly ahead of its time, because that's really kind of its own little metaverse if you think about it. And I know that's all the rage at the moment. So PlayStation, that's all, tells you timing is everything. They were just a little bit too ahead of the curve there with PlayStation Home. And then, of course, the PlayStation Store, where you can get all your games and your downloads and stuff. And it's amazing how many options the PlayStation 3 has here. Of course, you've got an internet browser. You can search the internet. Remote play, I mean, talk about another feature that's ahead of its time. If you have a PlayStation Vita or a PSP system, you can remote play your PlayStation 3 games on those handhelds. I mean, that's quite the feature for when this launched. And I think that was awesome. I remember actually enjoying the PlayStation Vita remote play feature and playing some of the PlayStation 3 games on the Vita. It wasn't perfect, but it did work pretty well. And then some online instruction manuals here. Now, when I have this plugged into an HD TV, I actually have a wallpaper. It's like a heavy rain wallpaper in the background here. And I guess when you hook it up to a standard definition television, you lose that particular those HD wallpapers, which makes sense because it's a 16:9 aspect ratio, and we're looking at 4:3 here. So that's understandable. And then I've got, looks like 9 games downloaded currently, and we'll take a look at those in a second. PlayStation Store, save data, and memory card utility. I mean, look at all these options. Really impressive. It's definitely feature rich. So let's take a look at some of the games I have on here. Okay, so Super Stardust HD, that was one of the games I downloaded. And it's a fun twin stick shooter, really beautiful game. Looks great, plays well. and I definitely had a lot of fun playing that. Dead Nation, another game that I played quite a bit when I originally downloaded this on the PlayStation 3, and that's a good one. Far Cry 2. I don't think I've actually played Far Cry 2. Maybe I played a little bit of it, but I don't think I've played all the way through it. So that would be a fun one to play. Maybe I'll play that on stream possibly, because I do like Far Cry Blood Dragon, Far Cry 4, and Primal was okay. They're a little hit or miss with the Far Cry games. 5 was alright, but I know those early ones are supposed to be pretty good, so I definitely would like to try that out. And then Savage Moon, and this is a tower defense game, and I'm kind of a sucker for tower defense games, so that's just the trial, but I remember enjoying the trial. Now I have a lot of these kind of game shows on here because this was out in the living room, and as a family we used to like to get to sit around. I actually have 4 PlayStation controllers, and we would all play a little Press Your Luck, which of course is a classic game show from back in the 80s. Now they rebooted it, so there's actually a new version of it too. But I remember, growing up really enjoying watching Press Your Luck. And this is a fun little, it's nothing crazy, but it's a fun game. And this is a good party game. And then along the same lines of that, of course, we have Price is Right, Family Feud, just fun party games to play as a family. And then I have Worms 2 Armageddon on here. And I love the Worms games. I've been playing Worms games ever since the first one. And they're some of my favorite games. Really fun turn-based strategy games. And Worms Weapons of Mass Destruction is my current favorite that I play a lot. But this is Worms Armageddon, another good one. And definitely a lot of love for that franchise. And then last but not least, I think, we have Joe Danger here. And this is a fun little casual game. It's kind of like Excite Bike, like a modern take on Excite Bike. And yeah, pretty cool. A little Joe Danger action. And I believe that's all the downloaded games I have on here. Yeah, it is. So, of course, I've got lots of physical games. But as far as the ones that I download from the PlayStation Store, these are the ones I have. And then what else do we got? Of course, you have all kinds of stuff on here like, Netflix, Amazon, YouTube. This is a great multimedia machine. And then you've got various videos that you can download. I don't even know what I have on here. Let's take a look. What do we have? PJ Monsters trailer. I don't even know what that is. PlayStation Move, iPad video, and then Press Your Luck trailer. So I don't know if some of these just came on the system. Oh, Pixel Junk Monsters, right? The trailer for Pixel Junk Monsters. Okay, and then the video. Okay. So yeah, a few videos on there, but you can download videos, of course. And let's see. And then you got Spotify and photo galleries and just a huge amount of settings. All kinds of theme adjustments, and really, like, as far as feature rich and settings available to you, PlayStation 3 really took it to another level. And even now, I feel like you get more features here than you do a lot on modern systems. And then, of course, you got, there's my user setting, and then, of course, Leaf. She loves Tinkerbell, so she was Tinky. So, yeah, guys, that is the PlayStation 3 in 2021. Still a great console, totally worth playing and collecting for, in my opinion. And I look forward to seeing what kind of games can we get this month. If you guys have some recommendation for really solid PlayStation 3 games that I should pick up, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm making a list, and I'm gonna hopefully check off a few of them off the list. So stay tuned for a collection video and maybe a little game hunting, looking for some PlayStation 3's games, and lots of great stuff coming this month. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm posting new videos every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Follow us on Instagram at The Game Hunters to keep up with our game collecting adventures. I'm live streaming on Twitch every Tuesdays and Thursdays at COE33 with bonus streams on the weekends. It'll be awesome to see you over there. We're having a lot of fun playing some retro classics. And we have the community Discord. So thanks so much, everyone. And until next time, bye.